Okay, so if you're watching this the day I uploaded it, Thursday, February 20th, I'm going to go live on Bleacher Report and break this whole thing down. But before I do that, I wanted to hop on YouTube because there are two insider sources from legit ESPN guys and Bleacher Report, NFL Network guys that are discussing the future of the Raiders in terms of what we're doing with Maxx Crosby and what we potentially might be doing with Sam Darnold. I know you don't want to hear it. This is not an opinion video. This is me telling you what people with ears to the ground are hearing because the combine's coming up, which means free agency and the tampering window is coming up, which means that rumors are going to start flying. Now, not all of them are going to be true. Take it all with a grain of salt, but this is what people are hearing. And before I break this down live on Bleacher Report, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, join me there if you want to see all that. I want to talk about it a little bit here for the people on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, let's get into it. Now, what's interesting is we're going to start with Maxx Crosby because we were like, is he going to sign with us? Is he going to request a trade? Are we going to trade him even though he wants to stay? Blah, blah, blah. I've been pretty stable on my stance of Maxx Crosby. I don't think he's done anything wrong in what he said in the media. I think he has the right to feel the way he feels about wanting to get guaranteed money because this game, this life is fickle, and you don't know if you could rip your knee out tomorrow. He had his first season-ending injury of his whole career, and that probably scared him. He wants to hear our plan moving forward, how we're going to win these games, what are we going to do at the quarterback position, blah, blah, blah. I never once thought that he wanted to leave. I never once thought that we were going to even consider trading him, especially now with Pete Carroll and John Spytek and Tom Brady in the building. And there were reports that Tom Brady, this was probably in January, will not let Maxx Crosby leave under any circumstances. However, if we bounce over to Bleacher Report here, February 8th, now this was, 2 weeks ago, NFL Insider predicts Maxx Crosby will be tied up in trade talks. There was reported expected outside significant interest in Las Vegas Raiders pass rusher Maxx Crosby, and they talk about Trey Hendricks as well. According to Jeremy Fowler and Dan Graziano, Dan, that's the important one, a league source believes Crosby will be tied up in trade talks throughout the offseason. And people were like, oh no, what does that mean? Does that mean people are going to try to trade for him? He wants to go, blah, blah, blah. And I had to come out and say, look, it's rumor time, okay? It's the offseason. The Super Bowl's ended. We're going to start hearing things. And just because they're tied up in trade talks doesn't mean that we're initiating those trade talks, right? I'm a Utah Jazz fan. The Lakers wanted to trade for Walker Kessler this whole time. He was tied up in trade talks, and Danny Ainge said, no, we're not trading him. And that's how it works. It doesn't mean we tried to trade him. If they make the Godfather offer, okay, then I guess we'll trade him. There's a report that came out today. Dan Graziano, where is it? Right here. This is on Just Blog, baby, but he said this on ESPN. ESPN new Maxx Crosby prediction is exactly what Raider fans want to hear. This was uploaded yesterday. So if we skip down here, this is a quote from Dan Graziano about Maxx Crosby's future with the Las Vegas Raiders. Quote, well, the Raiders are going to have to do something. Crosby and the Raiders agreed on a contract adjustment last offseason that moved money up from future years into 2024. Does that make any sense? So we were going to pay him a lot of stuff this year. We moved it all up to the year before so he could have more guaranteed money. And now there's a shoe ad. I can't read my article. I mean, what's going on here? Okay. Anyway, where was I? Raiders, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but the result of his deal has 2 years left at an average annual of around $21.5 million annually. And none of that is guaranteed. An extension that moves Crosby in line with other top edge rushers in the NFL is probably the correct solution. And even with the Raiders under new management for the second offseason in a row, I'd expect them to treat Crosby like the franchise cornerstone that he is and get an extension done. He had 7.5 sacks, 43 pressures in over 12 games in 2024. So Dan Graziano, the guy that 2 weeks ago said he expects Maxx Crosby to be tied up in trade talks, is now saying pretty confidently they expect a deal to get done between Maxx and the Raiders, which is what Maxx has said. We got to get into a room, me, my agent, Spytek, and we got to talk it out. And there have been contract negotiations that have been ugly, like Dak Prescott's, and then they still get it done. This one's got no malice or bad energy it feels like it's going to get done, and it's only a matter of time. I expect them to get it done before the legal tampering window, which is in a few weeks here coming up. And then before that will be combine and draft, which is absolutely insane. This is obviously great news moving forward. And this is something that, again, take a deep breath. There's going to be rumors flying. This doesn't mean we've signed him, right? We should know. Take everything you hear with a grain of salt, positive or negative. But we're moving in the right direction. Now, something that you might not want to hear, and I couldn't pull up the video because it was on Bleacher Report, but it has to do with Sam Darnold's likelihood of signing with the Raiders. And a lot of people don't want to hear it because they don't want Sam Darnold, or it's for the right price or whatever. Oh, he stinks. It's not up to me. It's not up to you. It just might be what it is. But before I get into that, I just want to tell you a few things. I just want to show you this statistic for my channel. About 53% of you that are watching this are subscribed. About 46% of you are not. What's up with that? Why aren't you hitting that subscribe button? You're here all the time. You're a lurker. You're watching from the shadows. 46.3% of you. Imagine if this video got 10,000 views. You tell me 8,500 people that are watching are not yet subscribed. Consider hitting that subscribe button. We're so close to 13,000. And by the way, if you are subscribed, make sure you're turning on all notifications for the channel, all notifications for the channel, and enabling them on your phone. So every time I upload a video, you get to see it immediately. And the reason why that's important, and look, I know it's annoying to talk about this stuff, but it is what it is. So I want to do this for my career. I kind of have to talk about it. If you watch the video right when it's uploaded, YouTube, the little skeevy little algorithm goes, oh, people are watching it. Let's throw it to more people. That's why it's important for people to watch the videos immediately and to share them and to like and to comment, all that stuff. So look, if you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications. Also, patreon.com/ALLaBorde. It's basically my YouTube membership for the channel, but instead of YouTube taking out 30% of it or whatever they do, Patreon only takes 5%. If you sign up, link in the description below, there's 2 memberships. There's a $5 and a $10. You get all this stuff. Discord access is free, but that's linked in the description below. Behind the scenes content, work in progress, digital updates, early access videos, and EP credit on every single one of my videos. Plus, if you go to the $10 tier, you get all that plus ad-free versions of every video and a monthly advice show for your own YouTube channel. That is ALLaBorde Raiders on Patreon, patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. Link in the description below if you check that out. And then if you sign up, this is what you see. You get ad-free videos. Look, I said, tell me your off-season plan. And my patrons told me the off-season plans. Oh, you know, well, we're going to read Lindsay's right now because we didn't do that last video because this person put it too late. But we're still going to read it right now. Here you go. Patreon exclusive content, but for the world to see. Lindsay's off-season plan. Pay Maxx Crosby what he wants and re-sign free agents. In this order, or not in this order, but all these people. Adam Butler, Malcolm Kuntz, Robert Spillane, Nate Hobbs, Trayvon Merrick, Isaiah Polamau, and Jordan Meredith. I would get rid of Minshew and Ritter, sign a veteran quarterback in free agency. I'd also try to trade Andre James. Here's my idea for the first 4 rounds of the draft. Ashton Genty, which was mine idea as well, like how we were thinking. Deion Walker or Derek Harmon, Anthony Belton, Jaden Higgins, Ricky White, Will Howard. They follow up by saying, I take Jackson Dart if he ends up available in round 2, but something tells me he'll be gone by pick 37. I think I actually agree with you there. Basically, my plan is to continue making the Raiders' defensive line what it should have been last year. Go with Crosby's vision of a 4-man pass rush with 4 monsters. Crosby, Wilkins, Butler, and Kuntz. I went Milton. I think he's a little bit better than Butler, but I don't hate Adam Butler. This would help the Raiders' secondary perform at their best, and hopefully Spillane will continue to make tackles with the with the Amaris and Eichenbergs filling in, Amari Burney, filling in Diablo's old role. We'd also add to the interior defensive line for depth and for the future. On offense, we get a generational talent, RB and Genty. I'd give McCormick some playing time behind him too, and maybe even resign Abdullah for a cheap deal for depth. With the 3rd round pick 68, I bring another interior offensive lineman, Bruiser, to line up next to JPJ. With the 73rd pick, I'd add another offensive weapon, a wide receiver. Will Howard in the 4th round gives us a way to run Chip Kelly's offense with prospects who know his system and is a better option than Aiden O'Connell. And there's Lindsay's plan. I like it a lot. A lot of similarities with what I said, especially with the Jackson Dart and Ashton Genty of it all. I like that plan a lot. We have these interactions on Patreon all the time that get added into these YouTube videos. I didn't plan to do that, but there you go. Boom! Patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. Back to me. Sam Darnold is a polarizing cookie. I get it. I get it. You say his name, it's like Derek R 2.0. Don't do it. Bring him back. I love him. I hate him. My opinion's aside of it. I would sign him for the right price. My opinion's aside. James Palmer on Bleacher Report said there is more and more momentum linking Sam Darnold to the Las Vegas Raiders. And the key to him signing with us is if Minnesota is going to let him walk. Now, if they franchise tag him, that'll be 1 year, $53-ish million. If they don't and they let him walk, look, you can play the loyalty card, go do your thing, and then come back here, and then we'll talk, right? There's a chance that the Raiders want him so badly that they're going to overpay for him, and now he's a Las Vegas Raider. I've given my opinion on that. I think with Chip Kelly and the new weapons that we could add and the weapons that we already have and Pete Carroll's ability to play good defense and run the football, I think it could really work. Here's the thing, though. James Palmer said in the video, the Raiders think they're close. I don't know why they think that, but they think they're close. My pushback to that, James, would be, what does that mean? Think they're close to what? If they think they're close to competing, to making the playoffs, they are close. That's a fact. Sorry, it just is. They won 4 games last year. You took this coaching staff, put him there, didn't add anybody. They would have won like 6 or 7 games. So you add a good quarterback and some decent weapons, 8, 9, 10 wins. They're close. Are you saying they think they're close to a Super Bowl? No. If they think that, they're wrong, and nobody else thinks that. But to say they think they're close, I don't know why. If you're talking about winning 9 or 10 games, they are close to that. They have on paper one of the best coaching staffs in the league, and it would come down to the quarterback position because this defense is top 15 when nobody's healthy. It's top 10 when everybody's healthy. Sam Darnold linking them to the Raiders, look, it just makes sense. They want a big, strong, athletic, mobile quarterback who can hand the ball off, manage the game when the defense is playing well, and when you got to go make a play, has the ability to make a play. Again, I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. Stafford's my first option. Darnold is my second option. I'd like to give him like 35-ish a year. You can convince me of 40, anything higher than that, and that would hurt. But at the end of the day, this is a guy who won 14 games and threw 35 touchdowns. Not many seasons like that hit the free agent market. That just is what it is. And you can call me crazy for wanting him, but then you're going to have to call Pete Carroll and Tom Brady and John Spytek crazy if they also want him. But those are the insiders and what they're saying today, that we're probably going to keep Maxx. And if Sam Darnold is a free agent, brace yourselves. Like it, lump it, make your minds up to it because he's coming. Interesting times to be a Raider fan. I am excited, though, to hop into the offseason, man. It is so fun when you're a bad team to be in the offseason and have full hope. But one day, hopefully, we can flip that, and the season is fun and the offseason's boring. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, links in the description below. Discord, free. ALLaBorde Raiders. Patreon, join it. We have like 30, what do we have, 27 members? Let's get to 30 members. Subscribe if you're new. Drop likes, drop comments. Please sure to subscribe. It's free after all. No charge to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.